Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mini Clubman. And today we're on to the passenger side. So you've just seen shots of the floor. Yeah, this is the last sort of big panel apart from the doors to get in. So we've got the floor on the passenger side and the sill to do. The floor pan that I've got is exactly the same as the other side. The pair that I got, I think £10 each or something, off Facebook Marketplace. So the other one's there. Literally going to put the whole pan in, I think. Same again, this side's worse, and obviously the pan comes with the doorstep, so the inner sill. So it should sort of kill two birds with one stone in that respect. The back half of the inner sill, from looking inside the car, doesn't look too bad, so they might have to do some minor repairs once the sill's off, but we'll see how we're getting on really. So we're going to start, I think, by getting the floor out. I'll show you how I'm going to approach that. I'll get you the new panel out to show you as well, and I think I'm going to have to do a bit more repairs on this side. So under the cross member's a bit rusty on this side, whereas the driver's side is really good. So what I have done is I've got offcuts of some floors and stuff. Obviously we've done like the 89 and stuff like that, so I've kept some like profiles of like the flutes and stuff like that. So that all being well should really mean that if I need to make any repairs, that I can just, you know, I can make it, if you know what I mean. I've got the profile of steel and the bent metal already to do that. So let's have a quick look at the car and see where we're going to go from here. Right, so here's my new panel. Exact same story as the other side. So I think it's a Magnum panel, I'm not sure. They are cheap panels, but on a budget build. So get these fitted in. There is a bit of a part number left on there, so I don't know what any of that means. But like on the other side, I managed to get the whole of the inner seal in and the whole pan, and then weld it up to here, and then I've flanged it across there to step it on. Probably do the same this side, to be honest. There's a random screw, rusty screw. For some reason someone's actually drilled a hole in it here, which is, I find a bit weird. I think it's rotted out a little bit too far for the floor pan there, so we'll have to see how we get on with that. But we'll cut it all the way along there, and then here, like I say, I've got to do a few repairs. And the rot actually goes under here, but I have got a few cutouts, and I kept this part of the other side of the floor was good, so I've kept this bit and I can make it sort of fit further back here. It obviously eliminates all of this as well, and it's horrible repair someone's put in. So yeah, should be good. And obviously it's all holy around there. So let's get cutting and see what we got left. Right, so it's out. Took a bit of the seal with it as well, so that's what's left of the inner seal that side. You can see the repair someone's put in, they just welded it over a hole. So, and you can see that from this side. That's obviously the seal there, you can see the flutes. What a mess, and look at that big patch someone stuck in the floor pan there. One thing I've noticed, which I didn't consider, I didn't know how far the floor pan came, but I'm missing my tabs now. So I'm going to just take a reference onto the two floor pans and try and replicate these, because obviously these are for passenger side fuel lines and battery cable. Nope, battery cable's the other side, fuel lines. So yeah, need to be careful. So I need to take a note of where all that went and swap them over. Definitely easier to do before I fit the new panel. I apologise for the light, we've got a lovely sunny day. Right, so I mentioned about replicating these. I'm not going to bother cutting these off, there's just absolutely no point. But what I am going to do is use it as a reference onto the new floor pan. So if I set this one aside, right. This is why I never throw away offcuts of steel. This is offcuts of the, I think, inner seals, and that's a bit of that back panel that I did on this car and stuff like that. Never throw them away. So, looking at the old panel, I've got a tag here and a tag about there, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tags running up the side of the panel. So I'll adjust the camera down in a sec, but basically I'm just going to cut out slivers basically close to that. All they've got to do is hold a cable down, so they haven't got to be, the car's not going to be factory correct underneath because it's got aftermarket floor pans. But yeah, just do the best you can. You need something there, so it's better to do this now than having to, you can put P-clips in. I've noticed people do that and it's probably a better thing in a way, but I don't want bolts and screws coming from the floor and stuff. I prefer to do this to keep it looking as uniform as possible. So yeah, let's cut these out and let's start making. Right, so I appreciate the floor pan might be a little bit upside down, but basically I had one that goes on here, one that's sort of floating here, and then these go on opposites basically. So one will go there, one will go there, or like that, and it sort of traps the cable. So there's actually 5. They're slightly different shapes, obviously, because that's an original. You can buy that whole piece that goes here, but it's like £12, and I'm not paying £12 to buy some tabs when I can do the same thing with some steel myself. So what I'll do is I'll clean back all this area. It's obviously easier than doing this underneath the car and welding upside down, because that's never fun. And I'll clean all this back and I'll weld all this in. I have just cut out 2 others because I realised I'm actually missing them off the other side. So I'm basically missing these 2 randomers off the other side. Now if they're used or not, I'm not sure, but I might as well put them on, because worst case you just fold them back and don't use them. It's better to do that now. So I've cut those out, so therefore the other side. Like I say, it's just scrap bits of steel that I've got lying around. That's all they are, they're little metal tabs. Where else did I put them on? In the boot. If you watched my episode on the boot floor, I put all the ones along for the wiring loom. So yeah, I'll clean them up once they're all on and painted and stuff like that. They're just going to serve a purpose. So yeah, let's crack on and get that done. Right, so I'll bring you guys back in. I finished tidying all this back. All of this, I've basically cut out everything that's rotten, and this is just a bit of surface rust. So I'm going to cure rust this up. I will then zinc prime it, and I have just made out of a bit of steel a little piece that will basically go back in there. Obviously clean back everything that's here first. There's a little piece just to make up that foot toe board area. So like I said, I've cut out all the rot. Being a pattern floor pan, it comes up to this line that I've marked off here. So I'm actually going to get rid of this bit here, I reckon, because it's a bit pitted. It's solid, but it's a bit pitted, and luckily my floor pan sorts this out as well, which I was a little bit worried about. So yeah, I'm going to tidy back here and I'm going to repair all this up first, and then basically what I'll do is I'll bring you guys back in and I'm putting the floor pan in. Right, so I've added that little piece in here, and that's all zinc primer. Just got to clean back this edge, and then the floor pan's ready to go in. So I'll get set up and let's get welding.